Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through 5 different things that you can be thinking about when you're writing songs. So yes, 5 things to think about when you're writing songs. So these are 5 things that I always think about when I'm writing music, and I figured I'd just kind of talk you through them today so that when you're writing music you can consider them as well. So the first one is time signature. Now, a time signature kind of refers to how many beats are in a bar of music. So you might have just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's your standard 4/4 time signature. It's in many pop songs, many songs. It's like the go-to standard. It comes naturally. Again, you've got 3/4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So when I start a piece of music, I kind of decide there and then what time signature I want to make it in. But you've also got complex time signatures like 5/4 or 7/4. So you can make your songs really interesting if you decide to incorporate these into your music. Complex time signatures don't always sound as natural on the ear, but they can make a song sound really interesting. For example, you could have a song in 4/4, but on one of the bars before like a chorus, you might switch to 7/4 so that it has one less beat at the end, which kind of will pick the attention of the listener's ear back up. They're not expecting the next section to come in so soon. So these are the kind of things you can think about with time signatures. The next one is the song key. So the song key is the scale of notes that you're going to be using in your song. Now, you may or may not stick to them. You might put in some accidentals, but it's like the building blocks of notes that your song is going to be made from. Yeah. So what I like to do is a search online for maybe song keys and what mood they convey, because different song keys will convey different feelings and emotions and moods. So I might just have a look at that for some inspiration. If there's a particular feeling that I know I want to write about or convey, I will have a look at that. Other times I will listen to some of my favourite songs and I will figure out what key they're in. I've actually found there's quite a lot of songs that I like that are all in the same key. So I think I have a particular favourite key without realising, like it's just a key that my ears really enjoy. So maybe you'll discover that. Maybe you'll discover that there's maybe 1 or 2 keys or scales that your ears just really like. So definitely have a look into that. Next one is structure. Sometimes you may not know the structure of the song when you're initially writing a piece. That may come to you later, but you may want to think about whether you're going to have like an intro or whether you're going to go straight into a verse or straight into a chorus. You never know. You might decide to open the song with a chorus. You may find as well that the structure you start with might change. Like, don't be afraid to rearrange your song. If you've started writing a song, don't be afraid to be like, no, actually, I think this bit will sound better here, and go back and change it. Your gut is probably right. You're wanting to change it. Does that make sense? I'd just follow your gut. I'd say your gut instinct is usually right. Yes. But yeah, have a play with that, have a think about it. You may even decide that your breakdown is going to have a different time signature. These things all come together as you're writing, and as you think about them more, you'll get better at kind of learning how to implement them in different ways. So if you do a bit of research about song keys, you'll discover that it's actually a lot more complex than meets the eye, and you can have like accidental and chords as well. You can look up chords for the key that you're writing in and different chord progressions and things like that. Number 4, will it have a vocal? One thing that I've learned quite recently, actually, and even though I'm a vocalist myself, I never thought until recently when I write a song, will this song have vocals? Because in my head, I always just assumed it would. But when I write the song, I've never written the song with vocals in mind. Therefore, usually there hasn't been a lot of space in the mix for vocals. Now, it's hard to like think about this when you're starting, I think, but it's definitely a good habit to get into because it will make your mixing a lot easier. You'll have less instrumentation to clog up the center if your vocals are centered. So you really should be thinking about where the vocals are going to go. Will this section have vocals? Is it going to be a big vocal? Will it be a small vocal? Will I just be sampling? This is something that I'm actually developing on at the moment, thinking about what kind of vocals I'm going to be putting in the song and where. As I'm like writing my album, if those of you didn't know, I'm working on an album right now on my Twitch channel. So be sure to come and check that out. Have a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been an adventure so far. I'm like halfway through, I'd say. Kind of. Number 5, Will your song have a theme, convey a specific feeling, or a story? Again, when you're first writing a song, you may not know when you first write. Sometimes you will know, sometimes you won't. Sometimes as the song progresses, you'll be like, oh, like, this is what I think this song will be about. When you kind of get that emotion, think about what instrumentation you're using. Is there a way that you can convey a specific part of the story, or even if you're like world building within your song, like if you're writing a concept-y kind of song, is there a kind of instrument that can convey some of the world or something that's happening in your story at that moment? Maybe it'll only come in once in the whole song, but maybe it will convey a particular part of the story really well, or it will just bring out a bit more emotion. It's important to think about these things, I think, as you're writing, rather than just being like, oh, I'm just going to throw a piano there and I'm going to throw this there and throw that there. That's what I used to do. I used to just throw in instruments like everywhere, and then my mix would just be so full that just mixing is awful because there's too many layers. And I've actually discovered that sometimes less is more. So that is, I think, my 5 tips for writing songs. Those of you that are just starting music, definitely do your research on like time signatures, scales, things like that, song keys. Do some research, teach yourself. You may not have thought about story and conveying emotion through instruments and vocals, but yeah, those are things. Those are my 5 tips for you, or 5 things for you to be thinking about when you're writing music. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and a comment down below. And if you've liked it, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, everyone. And remember, if you want to chat with me off of YouTube, I do have a Twitch channel, which I stream every Wednesday, Saturday and Sunday on. It's twitch.tv/BEKIMACHINE. So my next video is going to be a fun one coming out in 2 weeks on Halloween. So I think I might premiere it 10:30 a.m. BST on Saturday the 31st of October. Make sure you join us for that. Put a lot of work into it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Bye!